Brian Sherman wrote, as you spread lies about an invisible man. So I was making a post, I think, like talking about what's going on politically. And he said, as you spread lies about an invisible man. So I didn't block and delete this one. I said, actually, you're confused. Neither the Catholic nuns nor the weed nuns spread dogma. We leave that to the blustering men. And I left that one go. Let's see the next one. The next one was Cam Godot, who says, they are all pedophiles. So understand, this is under a post where I say, hey, Meta, the shadow banning, our growth is unnatural, just like it's unnatural to have a pedophile in the White House controlling our country. And this person says they are all pedophiles. You stop at their stores, you let them teach your children at the top of every institution, from education, religious, medical, and political. They are all pedophiles. Fun facts. No, I'm sorry. They are not all pedophiles. And whoever is saying that they're all pedophiles, every institution, is trying to dilute the conversation and trying to just put noise out there. So Cam Godot, don't worry about it. Hope it was worth saying. That's the last time you're saying anything on our pages. I posted a short video on the sisters doing our product launch, our flower product launch in LA, and this person put an emoji crying. So, dude, Jerwin Dalipa, if this makes you cry that we're offering flower in dispensaries, let me help you with that. I can delete you and block you, and you never have to see us again. This person, it was a hopeful message for me about like dictators never last and they all have bad endings. This person wrote, does this lady have any affiliation with that old Jewish lady? What? What? I bet there's like 10 million or more Jewish ladies on the planet, so I don't know who he's talking about or what he's talking about, but it was a stupid thing to word vomit onto my page. So Andrew Gunderson, you're gone, buddy. I'll help you with this. Sorrel Stanley says, okay, this is my hopeful message, and don't worry, dictators, it never works well for the dictators in the end, and that we need to resist and we need to keep up our strength. And Sorrel Stanley says, well said, but hard to hear. Please consider turning down or off the music. There was no music on that post. There was no music on that post. So this person either had music coming from another browser and didn't know it. But okay, doesn't have the IQ to be on our page. So I'm sorry, you're gone, Stanley. Like, how ridiculous can you get? The real reason is, okay, I said Fox is not news. I did a post on the fact that Fox is not news. It's never been news. It's always been a hate entertainment channel. And this person writes, and I had said that Fox is largely to blame, in my opinion. I mean, among other large groups with influence, like Christian priests and pastors, that we have Trump in office, that we have this regime that we're having to deal with now. And Rick Davis writes, the real reason is 80 million smart Americans. Voters chose the candidate who is the best candidates for the presidency. Go King Trump. So, Rick, you felt the necessity to put that on our page. I hope that felt good, because that is the last thing you're putting on our page. Next one, under that same message about the hopeful message that it doesn't end well for dictators. Someone posted, Democrats are the largest terrorist organization in the United States of America. And under that, Obama's ICE chief gets an award for a massive amount of deportations. Trump's ICE chief gets called a Nazi, but it's the same person, Tom Homan. The difference is the brainwashing done by the mainstream media. Okay, no, I'm sorry. They're not the same people. And you making them the same just tells me that you're a dumbass and you don't belong on our page. The thing is, we're living in a time where simplicity isn't going to work for us. We have to be discerning. We have to look at things. We have to study things. We have to sort out the truth from the bullshit. And anybody who just says they're all alike, that person is already telling you they have the IQ of a fifth grader. Because you're not going to tell me that Bernie Sanders, AOC, Elizabeth Warren, Gavin Newsom are in this category of people who would send ICE into our streets to kill people. Sorry, don't tell me these are all the same. Now, this person is very angry and put in all caps. And this was in response to a video posted at the top of our Facebook page on our beliefs. It says, "You aren't nuns. If you actually went to Catholic Church, you'd know how to act. All of you are disgusting devils and will burn in hell. Nothing but a bunch of confused lesbians eating each other." Isn't that sweet? Aren't people horrible? Okay, so Marnie Collette with no followers. Don't worry, honey. We will just take care of that. You won't have to look at us again. This person wrote, "Trump is evil, and if you support him, you are evil." And I said, not everyone who supported Trump is evil. Some, those in his inner circle, supported him because they knew they would personally benefit, and their only skill is kissing ass. The general public that supported him either have a 5th grade education and or have never, ever, ever read one book about politics or the governance of this country. So we have a case where uneducated people are super easy to manipulate, especially if you own the airwaves. So they believed the Putin trolls when they said Kamala is evil, or both parties are the same, or your vote doesn't matter. And that's because dumb people don't think for themselves. They absorb whatever is being shouted the loudest around them. That was my answer to that. This person says, "Who gave us new open borders?" This was a hopeful message for me again about the dictators. "Who gave us wide open borders? The Green New Scam? Who's against voter ID? ICE wears masks because Democrats are attacking their families. Seen our borders lately? Seen Venezuela lately? These are accomplishments." So Mark Puffer, I'm glad you enjoyed puffing that little bit of brain fart onto my page, but that'll be the last time. And then we have, okay, so we were talking at a moon ceremony, and I had a conversation with ChatGPT that if I was stuck on an island with, if I was marooned on a deserted island with a current day's dictator, and he had a list of them from Putin to Trump to China and everybody. So which one would I be happiest with? And ChatGPT gave me a list. It chose for me the one, I forget even his name, that had the least amount of people that he was governing over, thinking that I'd rather be with the person who harmed the least amount of people. And I was making a joke about the fact that no, I think out of all of them, I would want to be with Putin because he gets up every day and he works out in the morning. And like, we're on a desert island, there's no war machine. So like, I want somebody who's like into being healthy and has some physical discipline, and most of these dictators don't. So anyway, I talked about that. And then this person says, "Had me until ChatGPT sisters. With ya on everything but that. AI should be added to the list of things we burn." So this person's angry because I had a conversation with ChatGPT that, anyway, sorry, Mike Quinn, if this is what triggers you, you shouldn't be here. And then someone else wrote, "Oh, look, liberal white woman who doesn't know what she's talking about." So Matt Mann, hope that brain fart and insult made you feel better. I'm good with you being gone. And then this Tammy Lukowski, who's followed by one person, writes, "Stick to the church." And again, that was my message about it doesn't end well for dictators. And so I will help Tammy Lukowski leave. She's only followed by one person. Now, the thing is, Meta has these tools where you can say they have to have at least 5 followers. They have to have a page that's been around for at least a year. And I have all those things set. But I still get these people with no followers or 1 follower. And I still get these people that set up their page yesterday. So, Meta, I don't think that's working. This Andy Lee says, "This woman sets it up all wrong." This is in reply to a post I made that said this is very disturbing content, and I talk specifically about what Sasha Riley's testimony is. "This woman sets it up all wrong. She implies incentive to believe the worst without knowing any actual evidence. I totally appreciate your concern, Janet, but this is legitimate hearsay. I have followed Trump for a long, long time, and while not being a MAGA, pics on the wall type of fan, I have paid attention to him since 5th grade. Trump doesn't possess the demeanor to become a child molester or a murderer." So now this is telling me a couple things about you, Andy Lee. You don't believe the correspondence in the Epstein files. You don't believe the witness testimony. That no matter what, I mean, Trump could be molesting a little girl right in front of your eyes, or eating a baby's intestines right in front of your eyes, or making two 12-year-olds fight each other to the death right in front of your eyes. And you still wouldn't believe it because he doesn't have the demeanor. Are you kidding me? This is the guy who went public and said, I can grab him by the pussy while waving a Bible. This is a guy who said he'd like to sleep with his own daughter. And so we shouldn't be surprised when we find out that he arranged to be with a girl that looked like his own daughter. I mean, you're telling me he doesn't have a demeanor? He's been telling us all along that he's a child molester. And he's been acting all along with contempt for human life, all human life. And he thinks he's above the law. And people like you are helping him. So you're gone, honey. Then this person, Tina Paris, wrote, with all due respect, the cursing, numb stuff is unacceptable. I think she meant to say none. And there's something wrong with your parish if they accept this. As well, you all need a closer relationship with Christ because you can't possibly be effective enough spiritually if your mouth is spewing foul language. Now, let me put this in context. This is where I was talking about the witness testimony. And as I was talking about the witness testimony, I would say things like, we're not even investigating this. This is not even being investigated. What the hell? And I maybe 3 or 4 times through that video said, what the hell? And so, Tina Paris, if you don't think swearing is appropriate while our children are being kidnapped, trafficked, sold, and kept prisoners, tortured, and left to die, to kill themselves at 16 years old, and you're offended by me using the word hell in this context, honey, you don't belong on our page. Next one, Connie J. Carter Brooks says, well, at least he does something. What did Biden do? I'll wait. Well, Connie J. Carter Brooks, you're going to wait a long ass time because I'm just blocking you and no one's answering you. Next one is, let's see. Somebody, Mark Buffington, no followers, brand new page, has no business commenting on my page according to Meta's things that you toggle, restrictions that you toggle. He wrote, best president since Reagan. So he shouldn't be on my page. That's a troll. And then this person says, I think you need to expand your Google PhD. And then somebody else wrote, personally, I think people should be recruited differently. Okay, so this is a picture of a young sister showing all the pieces of the veil as she takes it off. And they wrote, personally, I think people should be recruited differently. So she thinks we should recruit our sisters differently. This person who doesn't know anything about us or what we do. How about filming a nun cradling the head of a homeless person who is vomiting in the bathroom of a homeless shelter? I would rather see instances of nuns walking and working among the poor. So would we, bitch. So would we. But we've got the boot of poverty on our neck as well, and we have to earn a living. No, we're not taking donations from anybody. We are not the Catholic Church. We don't have an unending limit of funds. We chose what we do and where we put our purpose. And we don't need you or anybody else, any trolls telling us how to run our operation. Good grief. So anyway, Sarah Smith, who's probably a troll, is gone. This person says, take the sister off your title. You give the real sisters a bad name. You should be ashamed. Actually, every year at Christmas time, we get gifts from Catholic nuns, bitch. We get gifts saying that we do the work outside the patriarchy that they would do if they could. So, like, fuck off, Carol Hollis. And then I have somebody, this Kim White Ruggles saying, is that a dust rag on your head? Mine's missing. Oh, that's so cute. Cute insult. You're gone too. Somebody else wrote, some side hustle for some perky money. Nope, I don't think so. I wish there was perky money. Then this person wrote, sister, do you believe in abortion or life? Death or life? Which one? He misspelled which. Just as a side note. Oh, Walter, this is my answer. You bore me. We are pro-life, all forms, and pro-choice. Pro-life includes Mother Earth, so we are against fracking, coal mining, and for clean energy. Pro-life includes giving food stamps and help to single mothers. We respect the women that the world trusts raising the children to make decisions regarding their own bodies. We believe the way you ask the question shows what kind of answer you want, and we won't give it to you. Also, for the record, abortion is not a belief system. It is a medical procedure. Catholicism and Buddhism are belief systems. Abortion is not a belief system. It's a procedure. And then somebody else wrote under a video on winter chores where we're trimming, holy crap, Batman, even the churches are cashing in on the big bud and they're tax exempt. So first of all, we're not tax exempt. We don't get treated like a religion. We didn't file ourselves as a religion. And it says right at the top of our page that we're unaffiliated with patriarchal religions. So, like, if he doesn't understand that the Catholic Church is a patriarchal religion, maybe he missed it. Or maybe he didn't even bother reading the top of our page or looking into us at all. This one says, so this is again on me saying that Fox is not news. My video says, the woman who wears a diaper on her head and thinks we should take her seriously when she's part of the biggest sex trafficking ring in history. Sigh. Bye. Oh, this is where we were on the Hollywood Boulevard and we found Trump's sign, which, by the way, I've heard they've had to replace that like 4 or 5 times, his star, because people keep defacing it. In fact, we were covering it, but you could see that somebody had ripped out some of the cement next to it trying to get it out. So Trump's star isn't going to stay in Hollywood Boulevard. They keep ripping it out. He keeps, the city or whoever, the agency keeps replacing it. So, and we didn't know until we saw the image that Kevin Spacey's star was next to it. And this person, right, it's funny that they flip off Donald Trump, but they won't flip off pedophile Kevin Spacey right next to them. No, that's not funny. It's not funny at all. Kevin Spacey, I mean, I don't know the details of him, but I know he doesn't have the power or the control or the authority to do any of the egregious stuff Trump did. So quit, again, being simplistic, people. These are not times for us to be simplistic. And also, we were giving the finger to Trump because of all of his atrocities against the people, all of his atrocities. And we didn't even know Kevin Spacey's star was over next to us, so whatever. You're gone. Amy Homick says, you have a chance to leave a real mark and you do this instead. Use your power properly and leave a mark, not your ego mark. And this is me talking about, you know, the Epstein files and the witness testimony. So these are, in my opinion, when people say that, they're okay with protecting the pedophiles. They're just totally okay with victimizing our children. And then this person, which I find is funny, is Louise Toffel. I guess I have to block you. I found what you are saying completely wrong. This is my message about it doesn't end well for dictators. I had no clue you were so high all the time that you could be so completely wrong. Have a good day. I hope you don't continue to spread lies. God bless. So now if she really left, I wouldn't be able to block her. But she didn't leave, so I had to block her. Jeez, people, talk about having no spine. If you're going to say you're going to block someone, go ahead and block them. This person wrote, you are delusional. I live in a blue state and talk about stealing from the people. Dems are financially backing the violence to cover all the theft. Right. Yeah, right. Okay, goodbye, Putin troll. And, okay, one more. Fox's News, like it or not. No, that's not a good one to land on. If you can call him Trump, you can stop right there. It's President Trump or perhaps Mr. President. No, actually what we call him is Kankles McTaco Tits. That's what we call him, Kankles McTaco Tits. And that's the nicest name I can think of calling him. So there, that's enough for one day. Thank you for joining me on Cleaning the Socials with Kate.